Hi, I'm James Sigler, and this is my defense of one of my artifacts for my digital portfolio. This artifact was from a workshop I presented called Did They Get It? Assessment with Mobile Devices Workshop. I did this at the Pitt State Technology and Classroom Conference in the summer of 2015. The artifact is the website and handout for the workshop. What you see here is the handout. Excuse me. The handout had advantages for using all the tools, and then I wanted them to be able to go from paper, analog, to digital links. So I put on a QR code that would take them to the website, and if they couldn't use the QR code for their mobile device, then they could simply type in the shortened URL, and it would take them there too. The three tools that I used were Kahoot, and on the handout I put the link for students and the link for teachers to the tool, and then the advantages. And really the advantages for each tool was to show what was different about each one. They all pretty much did the same thing. They were formatively assessing students, but they did it in different ways, and so the advantages was to show what was different about them, what made them unique. There was also space for them to take their own notes. Nearpod was the second tool that I showed them. It's more of an interactive slideshow, and then I included advantages that differentiated it. And then the last one was Socrative. It's kind of more of a clicker, and it included advantages as well as the space for that tool as well. So let's click on the link, and that will take us to the website for the workshop. So the site has links and video tutorials, and really the reason for this is so that they didn't leave with just a handout. They also would leave with something that they could refer back to later if they wanted to know more about these tools. So that way they can come back to the website. It has on it tutorials with videos as well as links and a little bit of directions of how they can use that. So this is really to extend their learning beyond just that one-day workshop. They can come back to and just in time that they need it and learn more about it and the details that they need in order to create their own quizzes. It turned out to also be very useful once I ran short on time. On here is, again, there's the advantages for Kahoot. I also embedded an infographic about Kahoot that tells a little more about it, what it does, some about how to build a quiz, a little about how to launch a quiz, a little about how to play the quiz or the game, some of the advantages of using it for learning. And then on the right side is I put directions for how to create those. We walked through those in the workshop, and then we actually took a quiz, and then I showed them how to create a quiz. Then I included a tutorial, and that's for them to refer back to later. So if they wanted to learn how to walk through Kahoot, rather than having to write all the notes down, the tutorial is right there, and they can go through the directions and use the tutorial to walk them through it as well. Nearpod, since they had already learned, we'd already learned how to take a quiz and how to create a quiz. It's kind of the same on all three tools. So Nearpod, we I showed them the video of what Nearpod was so they could have a little idea of what it does. Really, it's more of an app. The tutorial was for them to refer to later. We did a Nearpod, and we learned how to do one. We had to go through it pretty quickly. I was short on time because the keynote that came right before my workshop ran a little long, and then I had technical difficulties with the projector, and so my time was really cut about in half of what I had, which kind of threw me off my game. And then Socrative, again, they're the advantages of what it is, and then a little about it. We really didn't have time to go all the way through it. There's also a link to the user's guide as well, to give them a little bit more of a step-by-step how to do it. We did it just a little bit, but really we kind of ran out of time. I think this project meets the professional standard by participating in ongoing professional development. Also, my participation in that professional development demonstrated my professional behavior, because experienced professionals often present professional development. I think that's a natural extension of development as a professional. I learned a couple of things from this experience. From this, I learned that I needed to be extra prepared in case something unexpected happens, like cutting down your time to half of it because of technical problems and other problems that may arise. I just couldn't quite get it all in. I learned you can't always depend on the audience to participate. Not all of them participated in the quizzes, which kind of extent I kind of tried to wait to give them a chance to get their responses in. That took a little longer than I anticipated for that audience participation. It kind of slowed down the pace of the presentation, and I don't know, I think it just kind of lost some of the energy. So I need to keep up the pace, keep up the energy. The tools I presented were interactive, and that audience participation kind of slowed things down. So I kind of lost some of them, I think. So next time I'll keep up the pace, I'll keep up the timing, and I think that will solve part of that. So that is my artifact for the professionalism standard, saying that I'll demonstrate specific attitudes, values, beliefs, and behaviors which reflect a commitment to a dependable and professional demeanor. I think by presenting this, it demonstrated my professionalism. Thank you for watching my defense of this artifact.